welcome back to my channel, Evergreen Angel here. Today I want to talk about some emergency heating options for you. It's a good thing to be prepared for the potential of a super cold situation. If your power goes out in the middle of the winter, you and your family could be in a potentially dangerous situation. There are safe ways to keep your family warm without burning your home down. I do have a couple of great options if you can manage to get them before you need them. They're not too difficult to get a hold of, but if you wait until the emergency is already arisen before buying them, then they'll probably already be purchased. So I have from Mr. Heater, I have the Hunting Buddy and I have the Big Buddy. The Hunting Buddy works super well in camping situations too, also hunting situations, so it's just a good thing to have for lots of situations, but also in the emergency situations. It's really easy to turn on. It's powered by propane. In here you have your propane tank. I have extras. You can also purchase one of these separately. This is an adapter that you can use so that you can attach these to a 5-gallon propane tank, which would be a lot more efficient and would last you a lot longer. Same for the Big Buddy. On the Big Buddy here, I have a fan. You can buy these separate online. It is a heat powered fan, and then I just had a large piece of wire and I bent it into a hook so that I can attach it to the top of the Big Buddy. It is also propane powered. Propane tanks are in here. It runs off of 2 of them instead of 1, but also you can add the adapter so that you can attach this to your 5-gallon tank. You will turn the pilot on. Sometimes takes a couple goes. There we go. You'll hold this down for about 30 seconds to 60 seconds. After about 30 seconds, you can rotate to the low and it will kick on. If you rotate it all the way to high, it will kick the second one on. After a few minutes, the fan will start rotating because it is powered by heat. This just helps push the hot air out and away from you. And then with this guy, he has a little igniter on the side here. And you'll just use the igniter instead of how it works on this one. This one just has an igniter to kick the pilot on initially, and then same concept, but this only has 1 burner, whereas this guy has the 2. So he's gonna heat a larger room. You could also just use him on low if you need to, and then it'll just have the 1 burner going, so you won't use as much propane if that's not quite necessary. So pretty great options for heating. Then I have some other options for you, just in case you don't have the ability to purchase something along these lines. I also have these guys as DIY emergency situation. So this is a homemade candle. You purchase Crisco as well as a couple of the ball jars, and then you will get some of the basic white stick candles. You can then cut the candles down to size, fill your jar with Crisco, and then you will take the jar and put it in some hot water and let it sit until it is nice and liquid. Then you will remove the jar very carefully from the pot of water, and then you can either let it cool down at room temperature, which will take quite a while, or you can add it to your refrigerator or your freezer, and then it'll cool down much faster. Once the jar has completely cooled down and the Crisco is not quite solid, still a little bit soft, Then you will take your pre-measured, pre-cut candle and place it in the jar. Now I would say you probably want your candle to be a little shorter than this one is. It is sticking out quite a bit in this example, but I wanted you to see that that is the stick candle and where it is located, and pretty simple, easy. You will light this and it should burn for about 72 hours. If you're not using a jar or a glass that you're super confident in, you'll definitely want to put this in an area where you have something non-flammable underneath of it so that you don't start a fire, but it'll also project a decent amount of heat. This gets pretty warm once it starts getting soft, so it'll help project some heat. Another option for you is you can get some tea light candles, a terracotta pot, and a topper for it, which this is actually the bottom, right? But in this case, it's going to be the top. You'll put your candles, about 6 candles in place. I like to use bricks for this because they absorb heat and slowly push it out, so not as much heat is lost. Place this over the top of your candles and then place the topper on top so that you don't have all of the heat escaping. It holds the heat in, so it kind of irradiates in a smaller area as opposed to it all moving up and completely escaping. So these are just some great options for you. We have the hunting buddy from Mr. Heater. We have the big buddy from Mr. Heater. We have a homemade 72-hour candle. And then we have a DIY tea light candle terracotta pot heater. Let's call it a heater because that's what it's for in this situation. Now, with all of these things considered, I think as an added safety precaution, it's a good idea to have a carbon monoxide alarm if you don't already have one in your home. This way, if you're ever put in a situation where you do need to use some emergency heating, you will have a much safer time making sure that your family is not inhaling too many carbons. So just a little extra thing to consider, safety first. And don't forget about your adapter hose if you do have these heaters, so that you can easily attach it to a 5-gallon propane tank that you might already have for your barbecue already. So that way you can just have a little bit extra time to keep your family warm while you wait for the power to come back on. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I hope this video was helpful to you as we approach the cold season, or some of us are already in the cold season. It's just a good thing to have these in standby just in case. You never know. And as an added bonus, when your family wants to enjoy time outdoors in the cold, you have a way to actually do that without being super cold. So a couple of benefits here. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on my next video, and please make sure to like and subscribe. Bye.